So Oleksandr Usyk versus Daniel Dubois is going to be happening July 12th at Wembley Stadium. Yeah, I absolutely hate this fight. I'm not going to lie. There's no chance it sells out Wembley either. There's no chance it sells out Wembley. You can only have AJ and Fury who can do that in the heavyweight division. Daniel Dubois has not got the name to be able to sell out Wembley Stadium. Put it that way. And, Usyk's a big name over here in the UK, but I don't think Usyk and Dubois can sell out Wembley Stadium together. That is just what I think. I mean, if they do want to, they're going to have a very, and I mean very strong undercard if they want to sell out Wembley, because it's not going to happen. And yeah, look, I don't like it. Daniel Dubois getting handed an undisputed fight. Look, I know he's the other champ, but should he even have the IBF belt after the shenanigans he pulled after pulling out of the Joseph Parker fight 2 days before it was actually meant to happen? And now he finds himself in an undisputed world title fight with Oleksandr Usyk, a rematch which he don't really deserve at this point, to be honest. He quit in the last one after a jab. And yeah, now he's getting another rematch against Oleksandr Usyk. And if I'm being completely honest here as well, I don't even think Daniel Dubois is much of a changed fighter since the fight against Oleksandr Usyk. He's not. He's the exact same guy. He looked good against Usyk, but Usyk was just another level. He then beat Jarrell Miller, beat Hrgovic, and beat AJ. Dubois is the exact same guy. If he was in there with Miller on the night he fought Usyk, he would have won. If he was in there with Hrgovic on the night he fought Usyk, he would have won. If he was in there with AJ on the night he fought Usyk, he would have won. And yeah, in my opinion, he's the exact same guy, and he's still got the exact same mentality as before. And pulling out at the last one 2 days before and getting this undisputed fight at Wembley, I think it's an absolute joke. I do. I feel like it's harsh on Joseph Parker. I think it's harsh on Ajit Kabayel. They're guys who have been working their asses off for God knows how long. They were two guys who fought on the last Crescendo card, didn't let the card down, did what they should have done, and won their fights. And Parker, WBO interim champion. Ajit Kabayel, WBC interim champion. It should be one of those two getting the shot against Usyk. Possibly Ajit Kabayel. Then Daniel Dubois should be honouring the fight that he pulled out of against Joseph Parker and giving Joseph Parker the fight. That is what should be happening, but it's not. This was always going to be the case, though. This was always going to be the case. And look, Usyk's going to absolutely batter Daniel Dubois. It's going to be worse than it was last time for Dubois. He's going to get humiliated in front of Wembley Stadium, but of about the 50,000 people there, because they're not going to sell it all out. That's the thing. I hate this fight. We've seen it before, and it's just going to be the exact same thing. Second of all, I've seen some people saying, oh, Daniel Dubois gets the chance to avenge his robbery loss. It was a low blow. It was a low blow. Watch it on slow motion. It was a low blow. Yeah. And then Daniel Dubois quit. That's what people should be talking about more, though. And he pulled out the Parker fight. Then he gets this. This was my worst fear about this whole thing, though. It really was. I mean, look, I guess it does make sense for Oleksandr Usyk. It probably does, because he wants to be a two-time undisputed world champion. So, do that, make history. But, I wanted to see Usyk Parker. I wanted to see Usyk Kabayel. Dubois not got the style to beat Usyk. We've already seen it. He's got nowhere near the correct style and being able to beat someone like Oleksandr Usyk. Nowhere near. And, he's got power. He's, in my opinion, a heavy hitter in the heavyweight division. But he's, other than that, just the general style, he's tailor-made for Oleksandr Usyk to box the eggs off. And we've already seen it. We've seen it already, and it's only going to be easier for Oleksandr Usyk this time around because he knows how to beat Dubois. He's fought him before. It's going to be simple for Usyk to win. It was 2 years ago by the time. And it's not like, it's been a very long time and Dubois has completely changed, man, because that's not the case in my opinion. It should be Kabayel. It should be Parker. That is what it should be. Look, if Daniel Dubois went on and beat Joseph Parker and fought him, if he fought him and beat him in Saudi, then I'd be like, yeah, sure, make this fight. This is the fight to make. But Daniel Dubois has not proved that at all. This isn't the fight to make right now. There are two other contenders in the heavyweight division who have been constant and been consistent at doing what they're doing, winning their fights, making statements in their fights. Daniel Dubois pulled out of his most recent one 2 days before and gets handed this shot against Usyk. I just don't like the mentality of Daniel Dubois generally at all. I just don't like the mentality of him. He's quitting 2 of his fights that he lost, and then he pulled out 2 days before his last one. It's just not the greatest mentality. It's not at all. And this is just not a fight that I can get hyped for. It's just not at all. And it's just, I've been hyped for a lot of these fights with, with these Saudi fights, with Riyadh season that they're putting together. All of them. But this one, I just can't feel any excitement for it. We've seen it before. It's not like it was somewhat competitive last time round. It's not. If we think about it logically, there's no question to be answered. It was a low blow. It was a blatant low blow. I made a video on it before. Daniel Dubois hit Oleksandr Usyk with God knows how many low blows in that first fight. God knows how many low blows. And Usyk only went down for one of the low blows. And even if it was a body shot, which it wasn't, Oleksandr Usyk would have got up anyway. He used his experience, stayed down for the low blow, got as much time as he could while he was recovering fully from the low blow. That's what happened. So there's no other question to be answered. Usyk physically and mentally beat Daniel Dubois down last time. It wasn't even difficult. Dubois wasn't awful. His timing was all right. But it was nowhere near the level to beat Oleksandr Usyk. Usyk's volume's way too much for Daniel Dubois. It's just a pointless fight that we've seen before. And I said it in one of my last videos as well. I want to see more of a fresh matchup for Oleksandr Usyk because so far in the heavyweight division, he's fought the best guys. But we've seen the Fury fight twice. We've seen the AJ fight twice. They're 4 fights. We've seen the Dubois fight. Now we're going to see the Dubois fight again for a second time. I don't want to see the rematch. I want to see a fresh face. Usyk said he's got like 2 fights left. This one, no. He's already beaten Dubois. Let's see Parker. Let's see Caballero. Dubois shouldn't even be the champion in the first place. The IBF are absolute clowns and corrupt for even stripping Usyk off of the IBF title and giving it to either AJ or Dubois, and Dubois won it. No. Dubois shouldn't even be a world champion. Oh, God.